episode 2 of the 2022 Pennsylvania Kubb Championship. We are coming to you from Elverson, Pennsylvania, not the home of the Elves, the home of the, I think it was Raiders or something. Is that
Raiders.
what it was? Son?
Yep.
The Raiders.
Raleigh Raiders.
There you go. The home of the Raiders and not the Elves. Used to be home of the Elves. The Raiders came and took them over. I am Drew Gander. With me, Sven Heikes. Sven, what's going on?
Well, we got rounds 3 through 6 today. I'm excited. Get the seeding all sorted out for our bracket play. It should be good there, Drew.
Yeah, that's actually rounds 4 through 6.
Yeah,
we're not doing the quadruple header. We're doing the triple header. So yeah, rounds 3 through 6 today, or 4 through 6 today. We're going to fill out the championship bracket. And so top 8 are going to make it into the championship bracket. We've got some teams separating themselves at the top. Squirrel Staches, Defectors, Cousin Dave Experience, and 3 Musketeers up there. That is a solid showing for them. First match is going to be that 3 Musketeers team, 2-1 on the day. They just defeated Kubb Widows. We saw that match in round 3. And they are going to be playing Here for the Beer, who are 1-1 on the day. I think that's 500.
Look at this veteran move by Dan Corey, getting that janky baseline all taken care of.
Getting it all taken care of. Because I don't believe there were any hit on that baseline after the third game. So
it was unscathed. I don't even think any of those Kubbs were even scared of getting hit.
It was still the janky baseline. So we've got the 3 Musketeers out of Old Line Kubb in Maryland. They played at East Coast. Kind of a different lineup, but generally they played at the East Coast Championship a couple months ago, and they are playing Here for the Beer, which is Dan and Erica Corey out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh Kubb, they're up here. Dana's up here 2nd year in a row playing in PA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got T5, I believe. Yeah, quarterfinals at East Coast and lost, but
correct.
Good run for them.
Yep. It's a lot of good. I think just about all the teams here today got T5 at East Coast, didn't they?
Yeah, or better. I mean, I think.
Yeah, Kyle made it to 3rd or 4th.
Jake ended up in silver. Kyle was 4th place. Rest of them were T5, and then Das Kubb was.
Oh yeah, they took the
down and took a bronze bracket down there.
Bracket, yeah. The it's only like an hour away from here, so you kind of would expect to see a lot of players here, also at East Coast.
That is the hope. I'm glad to see we got. I guess we got the Vector came up this year, which is a big get out of Maryland, and we're happy to have the Harberts. So we have a good solid 3
Erica
teams.
Corey
of Maryland.
dominating.
Yep. Beautiful.
Well, I tell you what, she carries this team sometimes.
Sometimes you need that out of your partner.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be on fire all the time.
Yep.
So that was a huge turn.
That was 3 out of 4. Some nice drilling action there. I think there's 2 rethrows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna start firming up a little bit as we get through these rounds.
Yep. Sun's beaten down today, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real nice drill right there.
Gorgeous drill, Drew.
Gorgeous.
Just almost a basket of peaches.
Yeah, it probably would have been, but there's only 3 in play.
There's
so
not enough people are kneeling down looking at it.
Yeah, that, and there is actually no definition for a basket of peaches,
Exactly.
So it's kind of maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to get a basket of peaches with 3, I would think, but that's a nice group of 3.
That is a nice group of 3. You know what? I'd say it's a basket of peaches if you got
3 with 1.
No, I'm thinking like a friendly neighbor on top of a friendly neighbor, like. That is an apartment complex of friendly neighbors. So when you have one on top of the other,
you're asking for something that probably has never been done before in Kubb.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
I've never seen it, but apparently, if you're playing as a 3 and each one of you get an 8, that's an Oprah because everybody gets an 8. You get an 8 and you get an 8. I've never seen that happen before either, but I'll be on the lookout for it.
Yeah, well, we don't see a lot of teams of 3, and but when we do, we have one here, and you never know. So we should be on the lookout for it, and we can also give Chris Jones a little credit. I was
going to say tip of the cap to Chris Jones on that one.
Mm-hmm. I know that the graphics department, other than trying to deport me all summer, has been really excited to get Oprah pictures ever since they heard that one.
I gotta believe. I know Meatloaf runs deep, but I gotta feel like Oprah pics run deep too.
Oh yeah.
Like you could get like that 1985 Oprah with the big hair and whatever.
It's a treasure trove.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to run deep. It can't be Meatloaf deep. I don't think that's possible, but it's got to be pretty deep. Plus, what are the chances of we're not going to see that many Oprahs?
No.
Chris Jones is talking about bringing a pretty stacked 3-player team to the East Coast just to get Oprahs.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Now we just got to make sure he's always on a pitch that we have a camera on.
Exactly.
Chris Jones, you're on pitch 5. Check that. You're on pitch 2.
Yep.
Ooh, nice. Oh, that was an interesting double.
Mm-hmm.
He hit the one that I thought he was aiming for, and then the other one where I thought he was going to get the double stayed up. But he picked up the other.
Yep. She's throwing it right at us.
Yep. That was
The logistics did anchor these cameras down because the ground was accepting the anchors. So if we get a camera squirrel today, it should hold up.
That's good. Always important.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if they can go baseline clear here. Give one for...
They have 3 left.
Oh, they're in the red zone. Yeah, they have 3 batons.
Oh, Dan,
he's looking to close. Looking to close.
What is Dan, 3 for 4 right now? Something like that? 3 for 5.
Nice shot.
Yeah. I don't know what he is, but it's a pretty high percentage.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's up there. More than 50%.
I think they both hit 2. Erica got 2, and Dan's got 2. So,
well, I don't know. It's too
too
hard to figure out. The moment has passed. I don't care.
That's why we have a stats department. But I think they've split them evenly now. 2 down each. I think Erica has only 3 shots though.
Yeah.
Erica's the one hitting 2 out of 3. See if you can get a good drill here. They really need to make a move.
That's some more solid drilling right there. That one might be a rethrow, but that's some solid work.
Yeah.
It looks like they're all in. Yeah, but you got to believe they got to pick up an 8 here somehow, by hook or by crook, but it's got to happen.
I would say they need at least 2. I mean, 1 8 only is going to put 5 in play. That's not going to be enough.
Yeah. Dan can fill them up.
Mm-hmm.
He's peach worthy.
Oh yeah, he's familiar with the basket.
He's familiar. He knows how to work the peach.
Oh yeah, he fills that basket. He's a regular peach farmer, that Dan Corey.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Did you know the state of South Carolina grows more peaches than Georgia?
I didn't know that, but no one would. I mean, if you go to Atlanta, everything's peach. Every street has some sort of peach in it. Everything's peach. It's like, could you guys, come up with another name for things around here?
Yeah.
Nice, clear.
I don't know if that's actually true, but somebody told me that once, and it's one of those things that you hear at some point in your life and you just keep repeating, whether you actually know it's true or not. So, so I'm going with it.
Yeah. Well, we go with a lot here.
Yeah,
and, whether it's true or not, I mean,
to all the viewers, if you haven't realized, like, literally 50% of this stuff is completely made up. So
we're a Kubb channel, not a history channel.
Yeah, we're not the news, all right?
We also don't know a lot about animals or...
No.
I don't know. Just
Speaking of news, we've really taken on the I don't know, we do break a lot of stories here.
yeah.
We're breaking stuff left and right. We got all the
Mhm.
rumors in the Kubb world. I heard a rumor. And it's a good time to talk about it. I hear Erica Corey and the Kubb widows
Mhm.
are having some conversations.
Uh,
No offers been made, no contracts have been offered or anything
Yep.
like that.
Well,
But
that would make a lot of sense,
yeah,
especially as Dan continues his obsession.
yes,
She is going to be more and more a Kubb widow. So
yep.
that would make a lot
there
of
are
sense.
talks. The
Yes.
talks ongoing is what I hear. I hear.
Let's hope for the Kubb widow's sake that she didn't see that last match. She might be like, yeah, I already thought this. I think I can do better on my own.
Yeah. Well, I think Erica's agent is in conversations with the Kubb widows, but nothing is official or anything. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe if they can sign Erica, maybe they can finally get that logo done, and get some shirts or something.
Yeah, I think absolutely they need shirts.
Mm-hmm. They tried to contract Brian Jones for the logo a year ago, and that didn't go anywhere.
Oh,
but busy man.
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Nice shot.
Nice
Kubb widows could have used that marksmanship last round. That 0.2 Kubbs per baton score.
That's
tearing
rough.
it up.
0.2 is that's a little
That's
rough.
the one that's supposed to be high.
Yeah. Yeah. Even 20% at 8 is really great,
Oh, that would have been great, but they hit 0.8s.
Yeah.
So,
But the 0.2 though.
0.2.
Yeah. Let's see if Dan can go clear.
Oh,
And he
beautiful.
does with one in hand.
That is over.
Yeah, even with the Stubby King,
Yep.
Dan isn't going to miss this one. That's a good Kubb team name, the Stubby Kings.
Yes.
And here for the beer knocks off Three Musketeers, who had a nice tournament going. Here for the beer, 1.2, 63%. Good lordy.
That is solid.
That is very solid, 73%. We are going to now jump over to Vector against Das Kubb.
Two more three-player teams. Maybe we will see an Oprah.
Yeah, and this is we've also got multi wide brimmed hats in this one.
Mm-hmm. I guess the only Oprah eligible team right now would be Vector, because they have 3 base Kubbs left.
Correct. Yep. Das Kubb on working on a perfect tournament so far. They have yet to have a king dropped on them.
And we get to this. We could talk a little more about the much celebrated return of Michael Roberts, who's throwing right now. Oh, just split him. that's
Roberts.
Painful.
One of the I always say that Mike Davids is the OG of North Carolina Kubb, but Michael Roberts, I believe he's got his name on the shovel twice. The first two names on the shovel. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is a founding member of Das Kubb. He's been around since the very beginning, and it took a little hiatus there, right around COVID, and he's coming back. This is his second trip out of the state for Kubb, which we're honored that he made the trip up here, and it's great to have him. But that's a line that you don't want to give.
No, it is not. First tournament I ever played in there, Michael Roberts and Nick Bartlett playing as Das Kubb together.
Mm-hmm.
They had their own shirts, so I was already intimidated. So, yeah.
Yeah, no. I first met them going down my first trip to North Carolina in 2017, I believe, for the Spring Fling. And that's those guys are characters, man. You'll never forget them.
Yeah, they are.
Nice shot.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier that Das Kubb working on the perfect tournament with they've yet to have a king dropped on them. Unfortunately, they've also not dropped a king yet either. They have gone to time on every match so far, so they're looking to break out of that.
they're just trying to take it easy on these brand new kings. I mean, a lot of these
Oh
kings
boy,
might not have seen any action yet, so Das Coop feels bad for him.
that's
Doesn't want to
right.
knock any over.
Well, I don't know. The streak might be continuing because we're at the 2-minute warning.
Oh boy. Oh, that could have been 3.
Yeah.
So they're right out of the red zone unless
Yeah.
they double this off.
Yeah. So more and more, this is looking like they need a squirrel right here.
Nope.
Where this is looking like it's going to time again.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice shot. They're hurrying for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. The other thing that is different this tournament is we are not giving the 5-minute warning. So we're just kind of like, hey, you just play it out. We'll call time. When we call time, finish your turn. But we're not giving any 5-minute warnings because we just
interesting, because it does change when you give out the 5-minute warning. It does change the way people play.
Yeah. I mean, you can sense when it's getting there, and obviously people do have watches. I mean, you can kind of have an idea of where you're at, but it does change, and some of it can be for the worse. I mean, people can be stalling, trying to get that, scrap out that extra, maybe third of a point, whatever it is.
Yep.
So this way it was just like, let's just see what happens. So we tried something new.
It's not a bad idea. I like it.
Yeah.
By the way, Das Kubb needs 1 baseline here to tie, 2 to win, or 2 to time out leading.
Mm-hmm.
I am going with they're going to pick them up. They might win outright because Nick Bartlett just let the lettuce out. And
Ginger Lion letting the mane fly.
Oh, wait a second. He just put it away. I take back everything I just said. We didn't shake. We didn't bet. Nothing.
Yeah, no. When you're when he unleashes the mane, anything can happen.
Yeah, it does.
His main score is off the charts. They really can't. They can't score it. It's just they just don't know what to do with that. They're like, well, that's something we've never seen before.
Well, if Nick Bartlett's main score is off the charts, mine is on the charts, or whatever the opposite of off the charts is.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of main in this booth.
No.
I mean, heck, I'd take his beard.
I'd tape it to the top of my head. Yeah. I could use all the help I can get. I'll pick up some grass and tape it to my head at this point.
Yeah.
So Nick needs a squirrel here,
I believe. He needs a squirrel to tie, yeah. Oh, he went for it too.
Good shot. So Das Kubb keeps up the streak. It's kind of like when you play golf and you're all over the place and somebody says, oh, you're not playing well. You say, I'm getting to see more of the course. Getting my money's worth. Das Kubb getting their money's worth today.
Yeah, they are.
So the Squirrel Staches knocked off Defectors. Old Line Kubb knocked off Cousin Dave Experience. That probably is going to have some bearings on the standings here. So Squirrel Staches, Old Line Kubb. I think we talked early on about we thought those were probably the 2 favorites.
Yep.
Here, boy, there's a whole mess of people in the AKT in this one. This is Here for the Beer versus the Squirrel Staches. Apparently no intro necessary for this one. So, yeah.
Graphics, they get a little lazy sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
They're like, what? You guys know who they are. I mean, why do we need to intro it?
Yeah. They're all in like the top 10 of the AKT. You've seen them play 100 times.
You'd think after that somewhat, substandard review they got at East Coast that they would stop cutting corners like this.
Yeah.
This is where those reviews come from. I mean, Amateur Hour Productions has a high standard.
It's like they're a bunch of amateurs or something. I mean, come on.
You could do better than that, graphics. They're too busy, looking at Oprah pictures and
saying, this is the tournament that I get to use this Oprah picture.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we're building it up so much. When we finally see it, it's going to be so disappointing.
They're probably going after Stu right now as we speak.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Wide brimmed hat quotient in this one, a little low for what we've seen today.
1 out of 4.
Yeah.
Heck, no hats on the Corey side.
Yeah.
All right, they need to make a big move here. A 3 out of 4
There's
again.
one.
That was a gorgeous shot. 3 out of 4 here would be massive. Just short.
Just shy. Yeah, they need another 8-meter performance like we just saw them in round 4 there.
Yeah, I mean, Squirrel Stash just come up over 2. You got to take advantage of that. You can't let him get off the hook with. Oh, that was a great looking shot.
All over it.
This one they need. Man.
Right, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what they can do with probably 5.
Yeah, I would guess it's going to be 5. Oh, Kyle shorted the 1.
Yeah, that's all right. You get another throw.
He should start taking running starts on the 1.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
You notice he only ever does the full running start when he's on the camera side?
Yeah, it's odd.
It is odd. He changes his game completely when he's on the camera side versus not. It's like he doesn't.
Odd.
It's very strange.
You would think such a good player would have his routine down a little bit more than that, but no.
Mm-hmm. No.
When the other side, he takes 2 steps or something like that. This side does the 100-meter dash.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, 5/8. You got it. You got to think they're getting at least 2 or 3 of these.
Oh, I would believe so. Jake, with he's doing the lightsaber here, where he points it at him. Yeah. I like this.
Jake.
Yes, I like that. Jake, I am the king.
Hit an 8-meter, you must.
Oh, Jake is bringing it.
That's a huge start.
Yeah, turkey leg there.
Mm-hmm. Now we're bringing out the Oscar Myers.
Yep.
Or the Swedish brat. Yep, there's 3.
You got a meatloaf potential here.
Yep, that was the Sven loaf.
Oh! I've been a loaf.
That's some nasty Kubb in turn 2.
That looks like he might have been on Oprah in that picture right there.
He
feathered
it.
Yeah. Looks like the background, like he was on maybe it was like Phil Donahue or something. But that
could have been.
Yeah.
What a turn!
So all of a sudden, 4 or 5. Yikes! Now all of a sudden, here for the beer is scrambling a bit.
That's why they needed probably at least 2 or 3 on that turn of 4 just to keep them honest. I mean, you give them 1 to shoot at, you're going to giving the team like that 5/8. I mean, they're going to probably hit at least 2 or 3 of those, but to come up 4 out of 5 is fantastic.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 is big time. That all of a sudden takes it from, all right, we gotta pick up a couple, tie it back up, go ahead, whatever. To all of
a sudden Dan's got nice. He's got 5 out there. He's like, oh, now I got to farm some peaches.
Come on. Let's see an apartment complex right here. This is going to be it.
I bet he knocks it off.
Probably. It looks like it's
no.
Boy. It looks like it's a bit precarious.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Unfortunately.
Well, how about that? So you've got a penalty Kubb and a friendly neighbor. We got graphics all over the place.
Yeah, we do, but one of those is not the right kind of graphics, and still, if he can get a 4 with 1 here, which he might be able to do.
Yeah, it looks like that's a definite possibility. Yeah, that looks like as long as you make good contact, that's going to be a 4.
Yeah, that looks good. So then they'll be right back where they want to be. Oh, just missed it.
Yeah, just didn't connect with the last one.
Now this is kind of a tough shot.
Yeah, it does look like it's covered up a bit of junk in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like she was trying to avoid it a bit.
This is what you can't do, and I'm not saying it wasn't, that penalty took a massive hop on him. I mean, that was kind of crazy, but those types of things against a team like this will just absolutely kill you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Here for the Beer is playing bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Squirrel Staches went 4 for 5. I mean, somebody goes 4 for 5, you're going to be in trouble.
Just saying that the margins were tight coming into this turn, and now it's a must-hit 8 just to salvage it. But even then,
this is the turn saver. But yeah, I agree. Even then, with 6 in play, yeah, that still wouldn't be a sure thing.
No.
So I think we've talked about this 100 times here for the beer from Raleigh, North Carolina. We just talked about that last round. Squirrel Staches, a mix of Keystone Kubb and Burning River Kubb.
Yepper. These guys have, I think this is the 3rd time they played together at this tournament. I don't think they played outside of this tournament together at all.
Well, they got a pretty good record, so.
Yeah, 2 wins, 1 second place. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, at least one member of Keystone Kubb has won this 3 years straight. So we're looking for 4. We have a lot of teams with Keystone Kubb members on it that are pretty good. We got Jake here on Squirrel Staches. We got Haranjik on Old Line Kubb. We got Cousin Dave and Bob playing together. That's an all Keystone Kubb team. And then the 2018 East Coast Champs, that's all Keystone Kubb as well. So
that was a big old bouncer, and that's going to be another penalty Kubb.
That's a huge mistake.
Dueling penalty Kubbs here, and all of a sudden there's a ray of light.
That's a lifeline, potentially. I mean, it still looks like that 4 is 2, if they can hit it right. And then, I mean, they have to get forward to pick up that 8, or pick up the penalty, and then pick up the 8. They have to have a nice, efficient turn now, but it's still doable.
Still doable.
The Swan.
Yeah.
With the lightsaber.
He's even doing the lightsaber on.
Oh, no. Split him.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he does the lightsaber every time.
Yeah, he does the lightsaber on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little unlucky, too. That 3rd one, the far right one, looked like it wanted to go down, but then decided, Yeah,
it wobbled hard. So now they still have to be perfect.
Yeah, so Kyle needs to go single king, single 8 king, I guess you'd say.
He's got to run in, though.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. Now he can go baseline clear.
Yep. This would be huge, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just over the top. Just short and then bounced over the top.
Yeah.
Kyle needs a drink of water.
It is hot out here, I'll tell you that. All right, so now got to keep this clean. They get another shot at the same turn, which is crazy. So good group. They need to probably get 2 or 3 more in play here to make this interesting.
But Dane's really good at that first Kubb, just sticking it right there on the line.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice shot, too.
Yeah. Now you might have to cut it in there if you want to get it bunched up a bit. Whoa, that was a big old jumper.
Massive bounce back on that one.
You'd said, there's another big old jumper. You'd said that you thought conditions would start firming up. It certainly does look like that's happening.
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely going to over lunch. Nice shot.
Nice. That is a really nice shot. Ooh. I don't know if he was... That's not a shot I would take if it was tied. If I'm down 4-1, yeah, I might take that shot because I need to make something happen. But I don't know if I would have taken that shot. Is there a question about this one?
Well, this one isn't. He nudged it.
He has
to
retoss it. Rethrow on the second one.
Yeah, so that one was fine. But then when he hit that retoss in, it nudged it over to Kubadox it. But you got it. Oh, no. Bounce back.
That's another big old jump back.
Oh, no.
Dan doesn't look happy. Yep, that is going to be another. We got battling penalty Kubbs here. Boy, that was
That's unlucky.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you get that kind of bounce back, you just feel like really.
Well, that one was. I mean, that was a great drill, and then did the great second shot, which knocked the one into a Kubadox. Boy, that's and then the big bounce on the rethrow. Boy, that's a string of bad news right there.
Very unlucky. But
It
if they
is
can,
what it
I
is.
know they can get this. If they can get that 3 with 1, pick up the 4 with 2, they still could get 3/8 here. Same thing.
Yeah.
It feels like the almost exact same thing Jake did on the other side. Nice shot.
Yep. It's a good shot. Single leaves you 2. Good shot.
Yep. This one's massive.
Would you have Erica take this one, or would you take it?
I'd probably have her take it.
She can pick this up. That would be.
Oh, such a good shot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can't. Even with her missing it, I think it was the right call because she was right there.
Yeah, it was
And
all
then
over.
Dan
it.
missed
Now we
it
got.
anyway.
Yeah, now we got a pressure clear.
Nice
Picks
shot.
it up. Yep, still picks it up. 5 in play. I think they needed some 8s there, though.
They definitely need the 8s. How are we stuck at 5? It's crazy.
I don't know. Kyle doing the Pez
throwing
dispenser.
penalties as hell. Yep.
Oh, that's true. Is Kyle usually a Pez dispenser guy?
I think so.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Pez dispensers is pretty common, which surprises me. I don't know. Because I don't do it, but
Yeah, I don't do it either. It just doesn't seem like I'd be thinking about it too much. Like, oh, I'm going to drop these or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kyle's got a rethrow. We could have back-to-back penalties.
If we get another penalty, then we're pretty much we're not in Elverson. We are in Shawshank.
Yes. That is not a penalty. That was he had a nice wall built up there.
That was nice.
Just kind of died. Yeah, this is a nice drill.
Got a little Johnny Kubelseed action going on over here.
Right, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. So you going over?
I think it should be over.
I think so too. I think they probably pick this up in 2.
Yep.
And then you're looking at however many to get they're not going to go 0 for
3,
4 or whatever. Yeah, 3.
Got to run in.
Yeah, Kyle's taking a big run up to this one.
Zoom.
Whoa.
Well, 1 extra.
Yep. Still leaves him with 2.
Yep.
2 with the 8.
I think Jake Jukes takes care of it.
Yep. I think he's going to lightsaber it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know he just missed that, but I really like. I think that it just looks so simple, and simple and repeatable.
That's a nice shot.
And that picked it up. Yep. Comes Kyle. Whoa!
Nice. Solid win.
Kyle. Yeah, Kyle just ran a 4.340. Very impressive. So the Kubb score, told you I'm going to screw that up a dozen times. Yeah. The Squirrel Stache is 1.250%, 68. Here for the beer. Struggled a bit on the blast and the 8-meter. Cousin Dave Experience and Das Kubb went to time again.
Mm-hmm.
Das Kubb 0-5 on the day, but that is enough to get to the 6th seed right now.
Um,
Squirrel Stache's O-line Kubb, they've separated themselves. Not surprising.
drops because they've experienced a 7, but they have I think they have the highest opponent score right now, so you can see some movement.
Well, we're going to see the Varangians Ice Kubb matchup. This is the 8-9 to really essentially whoever wins is in, and whoever loses is. There might be some situation where they get in, but it is, for all intents and purposes, the loser is out of the championship bracket. So we saw Ice Kubbs early on out of Maryland, Old Line Kubb, Jeremy and TJ.
TJ is actually from Delaware.
Oh, that is true. That is correct. Jeremy was dropping meatloafs like they were hot in the first round.
Except TJ was.
What? Oh yeah, TJ was. Yeah, TJ was dropping meatloafs. Yeah. And they are playing Varangians out of North Coast Kubb in Ohio.
Yeah. Who's your pick in this one?
You know what? I really liked the way Jeremy was drilling. And when we saw him, I mean that was solid work. And TJ picking up the 8. Yeah, I think that drilling is going to give them a big advantage. I don't think anybody on this pitch can hang with Jeremy right now with the way he's drilling and the way they're both knocking down 8s.
Yeah, no, that's a good start. I definitely would favor Ice Kubbs a little bit, just because Jim's drill needs a little work. He knows it does. He just can't put the work in right now physically. He has some things he has to address. So, I would definitely give them a slight edge here.
Well, the certainly a good first turn for him.
Definitely. Is that a penalty?
I think
is that 2?
That one might be a penalty.
Oh.
That one's a penalty. This one is. That's right on the line.
Oh, no.
2 penalties.
What do you do with 2 penalties baseline?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd probably put one behind the king.
I'd probably put one behind the king and then.
Or you can put them both at 8 and just make them do 7 8s, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is why they're just like, I don't think I've ever seen this before.
No, I'd go deep. I'd go deep on both of them because, chances are, at worst case, you're going to have,
that's the other bad thing about the stubby king that is unfortunate is it used to you didn't need to do a baton to measure it because the king was the same length of the baton, so you could just dump the king over and put the Kubb back there. Nice shot, Jim.
That was a real nice shot.
Now with the stubby king, you can't do that.
Yeah, what are these, 10 inches, you said?
I think they're 10.5 versus 12.
Yeah, so now they're essentially throwing at 8.
Yeah.
That was a good throw. Just didn't connect.
Whew.
That was another good throw. Didn't connect.
Very flippy, but definitely getting there. That would be my concern.
Rotation was right, though. It landed.
Mm-hmm, nice
there you
shot.
go. That's a nice shot.
Jim's pretty deadly on his 8s.
Yeah, so in the end, all our discussion about what to do with it didn't matter because they cleared them both.
Yeah, but it took all their batons.
Yeah, I think in the end, I probably would have put them both at about 7 in between some baselines.
The hard part is it's like, yeah, I'd be close to. I'd probably put it closer to where they put it because if you put it at 7 in between, I'd be worried about doubling it off. Yeah, that looks like
that's a possibility.
Penalty.
Yeah, that looks like it might be another penalty. Hit the other Kubb and came back.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be another penalty.
Man.
Boy, we got Andy Dufresne all over the place today.
He is, hope is a good thing, Drew.
Yeah, it's like he's coming up for parole in every match here and keeps getting denied.
I don't think Andy ever came up for parole.
I remember one of them did. Maybe it was. That was red.
It was red. Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't very happy after he'd
Just
been denied.
keeps
Oh,
vamping your paper, Sonny.
yep. I was gonna say the first time, a couple times he tried, and
So
then
now they're leaving the short one, going for the penalty. They knock her head at the penalty. It stayed up.
yeah, they just did a cousin Dave method.
Yeah.
Oh, and now we're gonna have an advantage line.
Slight, maybe.
Yeah,
Yep.
like a foot or something.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then we're going other side with Sam grouping. This is Jim's son, Samuel.
Switching up sides, changing strategy.
All right.
Ice Kubbs a part of the gray shirt contingent today. Gray shirt contingent, very strong.
Very strong.
Oh, almost squirreled it.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I think Varangians gets a little hot in these tournaments since they
Yes.
got the black shirts on.
I do.
Yeah.
I think they probably question it almost every time it's hot out there. Like, what
Do
are we
they?
thinking?
Yeah, I would say, boy, maybe we need some white shirts or something.
Mm-hmm.
Jim picked up an 8. Needing one more to tie. Oop, a little high. So what, 2 to throw. 2 to throw and a penalty back there. Andy's still hanging out in the cheap seats.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah. Oh, Andy Dufresne. That was a really good movie.
Yeah, no.
I've told you I dislike movies, but as I've actually watched that one, that's a good movie.
Well, that's quality. There's definitely some as good as it is, you definitely could. There's definitely some holes in that plot.
Oh,
Definitely
are
some,
there? See,
especially if you really break down Andy's escape from Shawshank and everything that went down. It doesn't hold a lot of water.
I mean, it's I don't think it's like.
And that's even if you accept the fact that Andy Dufresne, who what's that guy, 6'4", 6'5", he would never, ever in a million years fit into the warden's suit, let alone his shoes. But
the warden was portly. Yeah,
he's a little small.
Yeah,
short.
Yeah.
So that's one major hole, and then then it just keeps going from there. But
so now, did you come up with these? Did you come up with these things, these plot holes, by reading the internet, or did you come up with these on your own?
I've seen this movie a lot.
Oh, see, I would have not thought of that for 100
all the
years.
time.
I was just going to tell you that if you got that from reading the internet, just stop reading the internet because it just ruins everything.
Yeah, I'm sure these things are on the internet because how could they not? Well, they will be soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes. I guess YouTube is the internet. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I don't claim to be this Shawshank scholar or anything. But you've seen the movie enough. It's just like, all right, and then you really start to think about it. You're like, it's still a good
I wouldn't
movie,
have thought of that in a million years. Not at all. Like, no. First of all, the movie's a day and a half long. So, I mean, how many times can you actually watch it?
Well, I don't watch the whole thing. I'll just watch. It'll be on, and maybe you catch nothing else on. So, you see pieces of it. But, you start to like, all right, well. And that's just the beginning of the escape issues. There's many more that I'm not going to go into here. But there's a lot. I mean, Andy should never gotten out of that prison.
You realize this is a movie, right?
Well, I know you got to suspend your disbelief. I hear you, but at the end of the day, Andy's still in that sweet corner bunk.
Oh, nice.
That was a good 8.
Yeah, that's a tied it up right there.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Andy hanging out over there.
Got Jim back there shooting threes. It was nice. All right, well, see if they can pick up this penalty. Because, I mean, technically, the Varangians have the lead at this point. Kind of, with that penalty hanging out there. You always feel good when you place a penalty and the team takes like 2 or 3 batons
Oh,
out of it.
yeah. It just buys you another turn and another turn and
Mhm.
another turn. Yeah, just eat it up.
Mhm. You also are like, I must know what I'm doing placing that one right
Yeah.
there.
The other part is when you're on defense and there's an advantage line like right up close, and you're sitting there thinking about, oh, should I turn this one this way? Should I turn this one this way? And then
Mhm.
you say, oh, wait, they're a foot away. It doesn't matter. Who
Oh yeah.
cares?
I love it when, even when if they don't have an advantage line, but say they have a neighbor, and then you do the whole setup and figure it all out, and then you forget.
Oh, nice
Oh, you
double.
totally forgot that they had a neighbor, and
Yeah,
you're like, oh shoot, well that's gonna
yeah,
change everything that we just
yeah,
did. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's a good looking shot.
yeah. It was. Oh,
There
there
it
you go.
is.
Pick it up. Was that a clear in two by Jeremy?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Oh, TJ almost got the 8. This would be massive.
Yeah, take the lead. Take the lead. Clear the penalty and take the lead. That'd
Hmm.
be negative, Ghost Rider.
Very bouncy out here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen a bunch of them bounce in front and just topple over the top.
Hmm. Looks like Sam's taking over the drilling. You know.
So they do have another one to throw here since Ice Kubbs picked up the penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, you might have a chance at double there.
You might.
Yeah, you might have to take a bit of an angle.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see. I think it's going to take at least 4
yeah, I would say.
or
Oh,
5.
kissed it. Kissed the top of it.
So
And
now,
then you
now
kiss
they'd
the
be like,
top of it and does that little bunny hop. Oh,
mm-hmm. It's the worst. Oh,
oh, and then he
split them.
field goaled it. Well, that's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, no, that's real unfortunate.
Yeah,
No.
that was a good shot, and it
Uh,
doesn't. I mean, if a baton is an inch and 3/4 wide, that
yeah.
opening there might be an inch and a smidgen over 3/4 wide.
Now he needs this.
Yeah, this would be a good shot, but he needs it. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. So we went from Ice Kubbs went from penalty cube to advantage line.
Yeah, and I don't even know that this is over yet. They still have 3 base cubes. If they
Yep.
get the 2 with 1, they're going to be in better shape. If they don't, they have to be perfect.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward distance there. You got
Mm-hmm.
about 5 meters, 5.5 meters. So yeah, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, definitely. Especially at those base cubes.
Yeah,
These ones shouldn't be bad.
looks like that front one he might have the flat side facing him. So there's a good chance on a double here.
Yeah, he's
At
got
least that's
hit.
what it looks like. I mean, you can't really tell, but
Bob
oh,
almost
there you
walked right
go.
through the pitch.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, that was a nice double. And now they've got, what do they need? 3 with 4?
Mm-hmm.
Doable.
They can miss one, and there it is.
Yep, that was the miss. Now they need to be perfect.
How many knockerheads have we seen this today? Like
Yeah.
3? There we go. All right, no pressure, TJ. Just got to be perfect.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh. Oh boy. You know that they were looking for more than that.
No doubt.
Yeah,
No
1
doubt,
out of 4. Awkward distance and all, but you know they were looking for at least 3 there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just that. I mean, that's a tougher shot than you realize. It's one that not many people really would practice too often.
No, and it's tough to get the rotation going.
Yep. And these coops are just bouncing everywhere. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
I don't think Sam's probably drilled many tournaments, and I think
Oh boy,
right behind the king.
yeah, it is. That is right behind the king. And I think they're going to be able to
Yeah.
turn it right next to the king.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Boom.
That
Yeah.
is...
Jim's like, so
Yeah, so...
maybe I'm gonna take the drill back over. I mean, it's peeking out there. There's definitely a shot at it, but
And now you're trying to do this to make it to the championship bracket. Oh, boy.
I mean, you're always gonna miss that left.
Yeah, you
Because
are.
you have to.
You might blow 6 past it on the left. That is touchy. And
Yep.
especially to make it to the championship bracket, that's touchy.
Oh,
Oh, and he knocked it over. King shot.
Knocked out more kings than Ice Kubb has today.
Ice Kubbs are going to advance to the championship bracket. Whoa, that was close there at the end. And that was, I don't know that I've ever seen that before. A drill that was that close. Let's see what else we got. We just saw that Ice Kubb Varangians. Das Kubb completes the perfect tournament. Not a single kick dropped on him. 0-0-6, and that's enough to get him the 7th seed. Wow. Squirrel Staches, Blind Kubb, Cousin Dave, Ice Kubbs, very nice. 9 seed here for the beer, misses out on the championship bracket. Wow, they had the Squirrel Staches and then Old Line Kubb in the last 2 rounds. That's a tough way to go out.
Definitely.
Yeah, here is our bracket. Squirrel Staches, I went too fast. I couldn't read it. But that is our bracket. 8 teams.
I think Kyle looks lost here. I don't know.
Sure, that's fantastic. So next week we're going to have all the 4 quarterfinal matches. We are going back to the Kubb zone. We're going to be
zone.
Zone, back to the Kubb zone, in the Kubb zone, whatever it might be. We've got it going. So we're going to have live scoring from all the matches, and then our featured match is going to be that Old Line Kubb Das Kubb match. We're going to see if anybody can drop a king on Das Kubb today. We'll see. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think it's going to happen.
You think so?
It has to. I mean, we're in bracket play at that point. It has to happen. We can't just... I guess somebody's
going to drop a king. Nobody's dropped one against them or for them yet, so...
No. That's crazy.
That's impressive. I don't know how you do that. That's very impressive.
Yeah, I don't know either. But crazy qualification there. We had a big jump by Cousin Dave. Jumped up from 7-3 with that opponent score, and the same thing went the other way with Here for the Beer. That's unfortunate with they had a sweet opponent score of I think they were the 2nd highest. Just to miss out.
Played the top 2 seeds there in rounds 5 and 6, so that's a tough way to go out.
So they're my favorite on the silver bracket. We have those bottom 4 playing it out for the silver, so they're my favorite on the silver bracket.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if Here for the Beer made it out of the quarterfinals. So
no,
they, in the silver bracket, I'm taking them all day long.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for 41, by the way. 41 subscribers. Big time.
Huge.
Yeah, we've added another subscriber since the 3rd round. Very impressive. Just going bonkers.
Yep. We done gone viral.
All right. I think that's it for us. Sven?
Yeah,
anything else to say?
No. Not at all.
Bazooka.
Bazooka.